Hi everybody, this is a very quick update just to let you know how things are going. This is our new bouncer that we got and it vibrates and everything, little pink butterfly bouncer, but we'll talk about that in a minute. I'm 39 weeks pregnant today. I went for my stretch and sweep yesterday. I have tried everything to induce my labour naturally, and as you know, nothing's working. Got my sweep done yesterday. They were a bit concerned about my blood pressure and they were actually going to keep me in, but the nurse that was doing my blood pressure was using the electronic blood pressure machine, and very often they can take wrong readings. And my blood pressure's never been sky high, so we kind of wondered why it was sky high yesterday. And I was feeling a wee bit anxious, but not overly that much. So the consultant then that saw me, she did my blood pressure using the manual blood pressure cuff, and my blood pressure was actually normal. So I got to come home again, which was great. They have decided that because baby is doing so well, that they are going to let me go 10 days overdue. Which means my original due date was today, and then my date was changed until the 18th of May, which is next Thursday. So if I don't go by 10 days over next Thursday, then I'll be taken into the hospital on the 20th of May to be induced. The 20th of May happens to be Daddy David's birthday, so wouldn't that be something? But we are hoping that she comes naturally on her own before that. I do have to go and get possibly another sweep done next Wednesday if I am not in labour before then. I have to keep active, I have to do plenty of walking, stay on my birthing ball. I am 1 centimetre dilated, so that's something, I suppose. And hopefully she will come out on her own very soon. The consultant reckons she will come out on her own before next week. So we just wish she'd hurry up because I'm very sore and uncomfortable. In this heat, my ankles have been swelling and different things like that because I'm trying to stay active. And whatnot. If she doesn't come out until the 20th of May and I'm going to be induced, I'm not overly thrilled about it because the drugs that are used bring me closer to needing a cesarean section. And the drugs that they use means that me and the baby will need continuous monitoring, which means I will be bedbound. I will not be able to get up and actively move about or to use gravity to deliver my baby, and I'm not very pleased about that. Um, Obviously, there's not much I can do if things are going to end up that way, but it means if I do need induced and the induction doesn't work because they can't rupture my membranes, not sure why that is, whether it's due to my endo or whatever, but they can't do that anyway. All they can do is to give me the Propess pessary and put me on the Syntocinon drip, which in itself makes labour contractions more intense and much stronger, which means both me and the baby could get into distress, and it brings me closer to needing a cesarean section if I'm going to need induced, because if the induction does distress me or the baby, then obviously I'll be needing a cesarean anyway. If the induction techniques do not work, well then that only leaves a cesarean section, and I really do not want that. For various reasons, cesarean section is risky for me with my endometriosis, never mind anything else. But we'll just have to wait and see how things go. So I'd appreciate lots and lots of prayers about her. Pray for me that she will come naturally by next week herself. No induction, no cesarean section. Also, my partner's having problem trying to get his paternity leave because of his boss and whatnot, and so it means that when I come home from the hospital, I probably won't have much rest and recovery because he's going to be working and I'm going to be left to look after the baby myself. So obviously if I end up with a cesarean, then you know it's going to be worse trying to look after myself and a baby, because I'm not going to be able to move much and whatnot. My mother had to have an emergency cesarean with my brother over 20 years ago, and it's not a pleasant story, and she nearly died um, because they left her too long, pushing, trying to get him out because he was quite a big baby before they would decide to do a cesarean section. Um, you know, she also suffered from postnatal depression as a result of that as well. And, you know, she ended up being sectioned, put into a mental home, and my baby brother fostered out because um, my mother's husband at the time couldn't cope with looking after two young children, which was me and my sister, and then a newborn baby as well, and having to go and visit my mum and stuff. So my baby brother was fostered out for a while until my mother got better, and then she came home. But it's not, you know, I know everybody's different, and because that happened to her, it won't necessarily happen to me, but there's always that at the back of my mind because of my endometriosis. I'm such high risk for let's say hemorrhaging during a cesarean section and needing an emergency hysterectomy as well as delivering a baby. So I really need prayers for natural labour to start before next week. Pretty please. You know, but anyway, we got this butterfly bouncer. I don't know if you can see it all that well in this light or not. And it vibrates. Will you see this? I can turn it on. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it vibrates a little bit, and it's got these little butterfly toys up here, which you can actually take that wee bit off where the toys are, and I think I might do that because my partner thinks the toys are maybe a wee bit too close to the baby's face and they might hit off the baby's face, and you can adjust them. So might have to do that. So that's just our update. Little Barney's down there. He's been stuck to me like glue since I come home from the hospital yesterday. He clearly knows there's something going on, or maybe he knows something I don't, because this morning him and Jasmine were having a foot and a paw fight. So they were, Jasmine's constantly sticking out her foot. It's sitting here at the minute out the side of my uterus, and Barney got up and he put his paw on it, and she kicked back at him, and he's been talking to her, continually barking at her, telling her to come out and all, and she's not for budging. Unfortunately, she must be stubborn like me. Oh dear. She must be stubborn like me. But yes, everybody's waiting patiently for her to come out, so prayers would be most appreciated for a natural delivery. And I shall keep you posted. I hope everybody's well in the reborn community and everywhere else. And hopefully the next video I do will be Jasmine in this bouncer. So, yep, I'll talk to you all again soon. God bless everybody. Bye bye. You gonna say bye bye, Barney? Bye.